my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Megan and I'm a 25-year-old mama to an 8-month-old little boy named Rowan, and I post motherhood and lifestyle videos on this channel twice a week. So if you wanted to hit the subscribe button, I would love to have you here as a member of our community. Today I am showing you guys 4 baby toys / activities that you can DIY yourself with stuff that you probably already have in your house. Keeping Rowan entertained as he's gotten bigger and more aware and more mobile is a little bit tricky, and these 4 ideas are really quick and easy, and I feel like they enrich his development, help him work on his fine motor skills, and they're very cheap, so that's always a bonus. So our first project is going to be this fine motor skill ribbon pull toy. I saw this on Pinterest. I'll try to link the original tutorial for all of these below because all of these are ideas that have been on the internet for years and years. I didn't come up with them originally, but I've been saving them in the notes app of my phone for years. So I'll try to make sure that I find the original creators of these. So for this first one, you're gonna need some kind of cylindrical cardboard container. Oatmeal boxes work really well for this. I'm using a coffee can that's empty from Trader Joe's. The only thing I will say is make sure you pick one that isn't lined with metal because we're gonna be cutting into it and we don't want any sharp edges for little fingers. This one looked like it was metal on the inside, but it was actually just gray cardboard, so it was totally fine. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife, a pair of scissors, and some assorted ribbon. So after you've gotten your canister all cleaned out, you're going to take off the lid and use the X-Acto knife to make a small X cut that's smaller than the size of your ribbon, and you want to cut your ribbon to size. I have read places that 5 inches or more can be a strangulation hazard, so keep it safe, keep it short if that's your preference. And with all of these activities, you obviously want to make sure you're supervising your baby while they're doing them, just as a disclaimer. So tie a knot on one end of whatever piece of ribbon that you've just cut to your preferred size and string it through the X cut that you just made on the canister. You want to make sure that the knot is big enough that you can tug on it and it won't pop through the hole. Once you're satisfied with that, you can tie up the other end, or if you're using a synthetic ribbon, you could burn the edge to make sure that it doesn't fray. I personally like to tie it because then when you pull it through back to the other side, you're not going to accidentally pull it all the way into the canister. Then you're basically going to repeat that process as many times as you want strings all the way through. For me, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 3 different kinds of ribbon. I like to have different kinds of ribbon so that there's different textures. This one is more rough, this one is silky and smooth. There are different colors so that they have like some added interest. And I also did a really thin ribbon. If you are gonna do a very thin ribbon like this, you're gonna wanna make sure that you tie a lot of knots at the end so that it doesn't pop all the way through. It takes a little bit of extra time, but I like having the variety. When you're satisfied with the number of ribbons that you have tied into your canister, you can pop the lid on. Make sure that all of the ribbons are pulled through to the middle so only the ends and the knots poke out. And then your baby can practice their pincer grasp pulling these out. Rowan loves doing this. It's so fun for him to get to like pull these out and get the feedback of how it feels. I love that he's working on using his fingers. And then when they're all pulled out, you just pop the lid off, stick your little hand in there, and pull them all back through, and it resets the toy and you can use it again and again and again. If you wanted this to be like really aesthetic, you could definitely paint the canister with a non-toxic certified paint and use ribbons that are like really nice colors. But I just used what we had on hand because I like, you know, eliminating the waste. So these were just scrap ribbons and some coffee that we had like 1 serving of that I put in a mason jar that we'll probably drink eventually. It's obviously very out of season. So for this next toy, you are gonna need a whisk and some small baby toys. I like to use fabric ones. Rowan is obsessed with socks, so I like to put socks in here. And this is literally the simplest toy that will entertain your baby for so long. You just stick the socks or crinkle bag or whatever you want to stick in there into the middle of the whisk, like through the little, would you call them tines? That's like a fork. Through the loopy bits, leaving a little bit sticking out so again your baby can grab and pull. I really like using toys that have different sounds. So we have this rattle sock from Lovevery that makes a noise, and this crinkle bag actually also from Lovevery. We love Lovevery. That obviously crinkles. And so I can give this to him and he can pull out all of the different little pieces until it's empty, and then I just refill it. This next idea is one of my favorites, and it is mess-free painting. Basically, you're gonna need a piece of paper, a Ziploc bag, and some paint. And some tape to tape it to whatever surface your baby's gonna be painting on. First, you lay down your piece of paper and you put big globs of paint on it in whatever color you choose. Normally, I do bright colors because that's very stimulating for Rowan Rowan, but for this particular one, I'm actually going to use the paper when he's done with it to make a birthday card for a family member. I wanted it to be like nice and aesthetic, so I gave him some neutrals. That was my friend Greer's idea. I've been doing this for ages, but I saw her actually use the like card for something, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. It's not like he can make art projects for, you know, friends and family yet, but he kind of can if I help him. So again, reduces waste. The key with this is to get really big globs of paint, because if you don't do them big enough, your baby can't move them around once it's sealed up inside the Ziploc bag. Once you've got your big splotches all a few inches apart, carefully slide that into your Ziploc and zip it up, making sure there's no air inside. Then you can tape it to your high chair or playmat or wherever your baby's gonna be painting, and they just use their little hands to squish the paint around. And Rowan loves watching the colors all move around and mix, and it's so easy to clean up because the paint's all contained. So when you're done, you just take it out of the Ziploc, wash the Ziploc so you can use it next time, and you have a little piece of baby art. So cute. And then this last project is a sensory bag, and this was inspired by my friend Ashley from Embers and Ash. She has a really awesome YouTube channel all about motherhood stuff. If you want to check her out, I love her videos so much. Basically, you're going to need pasta, a Ziploc bag, and some water. This might be the simplest DIY of all. You just put some pasta in your Ziploc bag, fill it up about halfway with water, squish all of the air out, and make sure you seal it very, very well. Then again, you're gonna take some tape, I'm using packing tape, and tape it to the tray of your high chair or the playmat or wherever your baby is doing this, and they can move the pasta around with their hands and play with the water, but again, it's mess free, it's not gonna get everywhere. We almost always use like wheat alternative pasta because like regular pasta upsets my husband's stomach. So the pasta I had was beet, and it did turn the water purple, which I actually kind of thought was fun. So if you want to do that, you can, but you can absolutely also use like regular like penne pasta or rotini or whatever, and your water won't turn purple. So that is going to be it for this video, all about DIY baby toys and activities that you can make using things you have at home. I hope that you found this video helpful if you have a little one. I know the days can be so monotonous trying to figure out what activities to do when it's just kind of like the same 3 or 4 things over and over again. So I hope this spices up your routine a little bit. Let me know if you guys want part 2 of this video. I heard you on the part 2 of the baby-led weaning video. I am working on that. It is a lot of work to film, so it might be a little while, especially because we're moving, but that will be out fairly soon. But I'd be happy to do a part 2 for this as well if you guys are interested. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!
Bye!